What a day, guys. I've had a day, okay? Let's turn this ring light down, it's a little bright. I actually was not in the mood to film this video at all, but I then went on my questions, and one of the questions was, are you actually going to put a video out when you say you are? Welcome back to 2022. This is my first video of the year, and I wanted to give a life update, so I filmed a life update, then I didn't really like it, and then I thought, I know, I'll do a Q&A, answer some questions, update people on what they actually want to know, and we'll go from there. Goals and stuff, just all sorts of stuff. This is actually my room in Amsterdam, which I'll be saying goodbye to soon, but without further ado, is that the further ado? Further ado. That's the saying, isn't it? Without further ado, I feel like I'm definitely getting that wrong. I have got some questions that I got you guys to ask me on Instagram. Sorry, I need to just focus my mind because I've got a lot going on. Wait, okay. Right. I asked you guys some questions. No, I asked you guys to ask me some questions on Instagram for me to update you on. So let's just get straight into it, shall we? Friggin' hell, there's a lot of questions. Okay. When are you moving back to Dam? If you are, or are you doing this hybrid life? So let me update you straight away. I'm moving to England because, so I'm subletting here. My visa that I applied for was a relationship one with Storm. Obviously I'm no longer in that relationship, therefore I need a new visa. The only other visa I could really work out was a working visa, but obviously I'm self-employed, which means I'd have to get a job here, and then I wouldn't be able to do Instagram and stuff as my full-time job. So that wasn't really an option. Well, it was an option, but it was something that I didn't feel I wanted to do right now. There is a self-employment visa, but you have to prove you're benefiting the Dutch economy enough, which my influencing could have kind of worked because I'm promoting Dutch brands and stuff, but it costs a lot for that visa, and you have to prove certain things. I had enough time to figure that out, but because I'm subletting here, my landlord said, you know, there's someone else who wants the room, who's registered, has a BSN number, has the visa, and they're offering to pay more. Understandably, I was like, okay. She said, you've got to the end of January. She told me on January 1st or 3rd or something. But I was like, I don't go back to Amsterdam till mid-January. That gives me 2 weeks to find somewhere to live. And I just was like, that whole prospect was very overwhelming. So I spoke to my accountant, and we decided to make a bit of a financial plan for me with my money, and what I want to do with it, and how I want to grow it, and how I want to build on it, and where I see myself in a year. You know, I don't drive right now, so I've got my driving test booked to mid-Feb. I want to get a car straight away. I want to get my credit score up. I want to potentially put 10% on a property in the next couple of years and buy a house. So realistically, I can stay here and sublet and sublet and sublet until I sort my visa out, or I can go home and make headway. So I decided to do that. I obviously do like 6 weeks here, 6 weeks at home, 6 weeks here, 6 weeks at home type vibe. And I can still kind of do that while applying for this visa, because I need to come here to get my biometrics taken. This is all a lot of waffle. But my base will be in England. I am moving back to Nottingham, my hometown, where I was born and raised, in a little town called, I never know if someone's knocking on my bedroom door, because where my bedroom is, it's like on the stairs. In a little hometown called West Bridgford in Nottingham. I'm round the corner from my brothers, my dad, my friends are all there. And I'm moving into my own little place that is very Dutch, actually. My place is very Dutch. It's like a loft space in the top of a building, and it's got like some slanted ceiling bits, and it has legs, like it needs a bit doing to it, and the landlord said I can do what I like with the place to an extent. So I'm gonna make it my own, and I can't actually wait to take you guys on that journey with me, because I'm gonna decorate, I'm gonna panel, there's going to be like moving vlogs. There's going to be loads of renter-friendly hacks. I've been obsessed with renter-friendly hacks on TikTok, so you're not even going to recognise the flat once I'm finished with it. So I move next week, which is end of Jan, and that's what I'm doing. But I will be back in Amsterdam a lot. I still work here. My management is still here, so I still be coming back and forth for work a lot. You know, flights are like 20 quid. So do you feel as though you have moved on from your ex? Do you ever see him? I do not see him. I have not seen him since the breakup. At all. He actually doesn't live in Amsterdam, he lives in Alkmaar, which is a city about 40 minutes away anyway, so there's no reason that I would see him. Do I feel I've moved on? I do feel like, yeah, to some extent I've moved on. I'm really much getting on with my life, and I really, really hope he is too. Wish him all the best, but I'm very like focused on myself this year, massively. I lived last year for a lot of other people, and I felt that I lived in other people's lives and I was trying to fit in other people's lives and forgetting I need to get on and create my own. So that's my main focus, you know? Self-care queen. Best tips of getting over a breakup. Okay, so I'm actually going to give tips from previous breakups, because this breakup, obviously I chose to leave, and I think with girls, it's a generalisation, I think with girls we mull over the decision for a long time and we talk back and forth about it with friends, and we really go through it and make sure we've made the right decision. So when we're over it, we're over it. When we're done, we're done. That's how I feel anyway. I feel like once I've checked out, I've checked out. I wouldn't say I'm over certain behaviours and things that happen during the relationship, but I'm past that sort of thing. And I feel like as long as you surround yourself with your own network, your own people, your friends, your family, your tribe, don't just keep yourself busy for the sake of keeping yourself busy. Feel the emotions. I journaled a lot. Like, I journaled a lot. I just think you can't go over it, you can't go around it, you can't go under it, you've got to go through it type thing. So you've just got to feel the emotions. So for me, it was like, if I was having a bad day, I'd feel the emotion. I'd let it consume me. I'd give myself, like, I'd say, right, I've got 15 minutes to let it consume me, and then I'd be like, right, let's crack on. And the more you do that, you go from thinking about them for 5 minutes every day, every 5 minutes, sorry, to every 10 minutes, to once an hour, to once a day, to once every couple of days. And it does get easier. And I think you have to remind yourself that however old you are, so for example, I lived 23 years perfectly fine and perfectly happy without that relationship, and as much as it did affect my life and it was such a big part of my life, I know that moving forward I'll still live really happy years. And reminding yourself that actually the best days of your life haven't happened yet. The biggest belly laughs, the best memories, the biggest fights, like, they've not happened yet. They're still gonna happen. So just knowing that, like, there is light at the end of the tunnel, I think is really, really important. Did you imagine yourself being an influencer your entire life? I actually don't like the title influencer. I'd say content creator, because I feel like an influencer has to influence people. And I feel like since being better with my health, I think when I was going through the Crohn's stuff and I was really working through that with you guys online, that was really influencing people and educating people. I feel like now I'm in a different space at the moment. I want to focus on other things, and I wouldn't say I necessarily influence people, which is something I want to change this year. I want to work more with the charity. I want to educate people more. I want to influence people to have a healthy lifestyle, to, you know, break stigmas, and talk about, you know, mental health a lot more. And then I'd say I'd call myself an influencer. So no, I'm not an influencer, but no, I did not think I'd be doing this my entire life. I don't intend to do this my entire life, or do I? I kind of take every day as it comes. I think I need to get more financially stable with it, and the minute I have a more regular income with this job, I'll be able to make more plans. Social media is going to change, whether Instagram's going to have the same sort of clout that it does now, the same sort of platform it does now. Over, like, you've got TikTok, you've got all these competitive apps. We had Vine once, you know, like, you never know. So as long as I can move with the platforms, I should be, fingers crossed, I'll be okay, you know. How many times have you been in love? How many times have I been in love? 3. No, 2. I'm gonna say 3. I've been 2 or 3 times, I'd say, in love. I love love. My friends really, really bully me about how much I love love. Not just with boyfriends, but with friends. I'm obsessed with telling everyone I love them all the time. And I overlove people, and I'm very tactile, and I'm very, very complimentary. And I do a lot for people I love. I love love. I think love itself is the most beautiful thing ever. I think to love someone and to have someone love you, I just think it's incredible. So yeah, I do fall in love easily. So I'd say 2 or 3 times. But I've had 4 boyfriends, so I'll let you guys unpack that one. Does being an influencer pay well, and do you earn a lot? I think people have a thing where it's like you earn a lot as an influencer, but it's not the case. You might have a really good month where you take in like 3 grand, 4 grand, and then you might have a month where you take in £800. It really, my camera died. Yeah, it really differs, I feel. But I feel as long as you budget yourself, so if you have a big month, make sure you put enough aside for the quiet months and you should be okay. But like, for example, around Christmas time is when the ads are bigger, because more brands have more campaigns, they have their Christmas collection, and vice versa. January can be quite a quiet time because they don't necessarily need to pay influencers a lot, because they've got the push of the January sales and whatever. New collections, winter collections, summer collections, beginning of seasons tends to be a good time. So it's, you can kind of forecast influencing to push yourself to make more money. So right now for me, I would say it's making me a steady income. Yeah, I could make more, but we all want to make more money, don't we, really? Do you find it hard being a black mixed influencer? Is it harder in your opinion? Yes, I do. I feel like that is becoming a lot better in the industry, massively, especially since the BLM movement. I feel as though diversity is celebrated a lot more. But it was hard when I first started. Yeah, I found a lot of girls at the agency I was at previously getting work that I know I could have done as well, and that may have been based on my image, may have been based on my engagement, I don't know, but the question was very much there across the whole industry, and it still is there to a degree, and I feel like it affects black and mixed content creators, and I think it's the same with sort of male and female content creators, but the stigma is, I feel, going in the right direction. Slowly but surely it is. My management are the most wonderfully diverse agency I've ever worked with, and they will push for work for everyone on equal measure. So now I wouldn't say I feel it as much as others do in the industry, but yes, I do think it's difficult and it's a bit harder. How did you get your doctors to listen to you? God, that was years ago now, and it was essentially my mother. My mum lost her shit and did the whole, like, I will take you guys to court unless you sort this girl out, because they diagnosed me with bowel cancer first. That's what they were treating me with first. So my mum was like, there's something off here, do your fucking job. I started screaming at some doctors because I've got a really bad temper, and when one listens and they realise they've made a small mistake, everyone else's ears prick up, and it's like, fuck, we need to fix this, because otherwise we've got a lawsuit on our hands, which they did have with me, and they have had with many others. But yeah, I think it's a case of really making noise. You have to make noise, and that's not because they don't care. I love the NHS. They saved my life, and they've saved a lot of people's, I care about's life, and they've done major surgeries on people I know, and not even people I know. That the NHS is amazing, but there's so much going on that you have to make noise. So I think, make some noise, girl, scream and shout, roar, beat your chest, do what you need to do. Just do what you need to do. Refuse to leave. That's what I used to do. You refuse to leave my bed and go home. I'm heading to Amsterdam on the 10th for the first time. I'm so excited, but is there any restrictions, or is everything open again? So right now there are restrictions, yes. Restaurants, bars, terraces, they're all shut. You can't go out for food, you can't go out for drinks, you can't go to a club or a bar. Supermarkets are open as normal, and then the high street shops, so Zara, everything, they're all open till 5, and gyms are open. So that's it. So you can go shopping till 5, and you can grab a coffee and walk around, and grab a sandwich and walk around, but you can't sit in anywhere. But you can go to the gym. I love the gym at the moment. It's all I've got to do, so I'm just spin cycling. I'm literally spinning my life away. Oh, you mentioned you aren't good with self-discipline, and I'm the exact same. Any tips? I'm just working on that now. That self-discipline is something I've struggled with for years. With everything, even in terms of doing my homework, treating people better, and, you know, sticking to my word, exercise, money spending, leaving relationships. I don't have that discipline where I respect myself enough. I saw a TikTok the other day that was like, your manager wants you at work for 9 o'clock, you're in for 9 o'clock. You need to take the trash out, you take the trash out so the bin men don't miss it. You respect those things, but if you say to yourself, Georgina, I'm gonna put a YouTube video out, and I don't do it, I'm disrespecting myself. I'm not respecting myself enough to follow through on what I'm asking of myself, but I can do what everyone else asks of me. So I am working on that. A big goal for me 2022 was to exercise more. I have exercised pretty much every single day apart from today, since getting to Holland, sometimes twice a day, and I love the feeling I get afterwards. I still don't want to go beforehand, but it's the discipline of, you've told yourself you're going to do this, you've asked this of yourself, and you've said, yes, I'm going to do it. So do it, be kind enough to yourself. I think as well, not biting off more than you can chew, which is something I still do now, is I'll give myself a to-do list for the day, and my to-do list is like the length of my forearm. And it's realistically like, they say there's 24 hours in a day, but there's actually 12 hours in a day. Do you know what I'm saying? And I want to spend my evening having dinner and catching up with my flatmate and sleeping. You know, I forget I have Crohn's disease, I forget I have chronic fatigue, I run myself into the ground. I haven't gone to the gym today because I'm running myself into the ground and I can feel it, my glands are up. I've got a UTI, for God's sake, guys, okay? I've got a water infection, it's agony when I pee. So I need to chill and take a step back. So the 12 hours I have in the day, realistically give myself a smaller list so that I can feel like I've accomplished more and I've achieved more and I can be proud of myself. So I think that's also a good one, is really not setting unrealistic expectations, because then you're never going to achieve it, you know. Favourite pot noodle? Curry, the yellow one. Are you dating, or are you seeing anyone in particular? I am dating, yes. I am dating, yes. I am enjoying my time. I'm enjoying my time. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm putting myself above anyone else this year and over anyone else, and my self-growth and my goals, emotionally, financially, physically, everything, come over anyone I'm dating. And anyone I'm dating knows that and they respect that. So right now I'm good, yes. I am dating. Do you believe in closure? No. Controversial. Controversial, I know. But I don't believe in closure. For me personally, I don't believe in it. I just feel like you're presented with a situation, and to get closure is to like go through it and talk about it and hash through it. And I just kind of feel like, for me personally, I would translate that into sitting in the pain and really like feeling it. And I know earlier I said you've got to give yourself 15 minutes to think about the pain and push through, but I think closure is really ripping apart old wounds. And I feel like often you end up asking questions during one of those conversations where you know the answer's just going to hurt you. I think you have to, like I say, stick with your circle around you, give yourself pockets of time to really process it, but also get out there, meet people. Not even in the sense of like dating people, just meet people, meet friends. Get the ball rolling and get on with things, because whatever's going to happen, whether they're going to come back in your life, you're going to get back together, you're going to move on, they're going to move on before you, anything, it's going to happen. But instead, you're not going to be sat in your bed crying, or you're not going to be hashing over old wounds. I think you just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and that is your closure. Do you believe having sex on the first date makes a guy no longer interested in you? Ooh, so I feel like sex on the first date actually doesn't matter at all. I'm going to tell you why. Because I have a lot of guy friends, and I feel like their intentions are set from the beginning. So if a guy just wants to sleep with you, he just wants to sleep with you, but he will do what he needs to do to achieve that, I feel. So say, for example, a guy's intention with you is just to have some fun and just sleep together, and you're like, you've got to date me first. They'll take you on a date. They'll take you on 3-4 dates. They'll probably sleep with some other girls during that time, but they'll take you on 3-4 dates until you give it up. And then when you give it up, I feel like they'll leave anyway. Guys will do what they need to do to secure the beat, like. But also, if a guy is into you and you're chatting and you're dating and you're talking, and then you meet up for dinner and then you end up going back with them and having like an intimate evening, if they want to date you, they're still going to date you regardless of the fact you've slept with them. I feel personally, that's how it's been with me. I feel like their intention is in their head from the get-go, so I feel like it's not about you. And I feel like girls put a lot of pressure on themselves to make it about them and to not give up the kitty. Like, don't give up the cookie too fast. Like, don't give them the cookie jar. Like, give them a cookie if you want to give them a cookie. Let's normalise having sex whenever we want to have sex. Let's normalise having healthy sex lives. Let's normalise having loads of sex or no sex and it has no reflection of who you are. Let's normalise having sex on the first date or not the first date, because I feel like, what's your type? What is my type? What is my type? What's my type? My type. Because actually, when I look back at the boys I've just dated, or the boys I've had as boyfriends, I would say, like, I don't know. They have to be kind. I'm really big on just kindness. And not just kind to me, they have to be kind to people around me. Even if we're in a restaurant and it's a waitress, you have to be kind. You have to be kind to your family. I have a big family, and I love my family, so they need to have that. They don't have to have a big family. They can have family issues. They can, you know, not be that close to their family, whatever, but they have to be kind. I think they have to have a good network. I can't be with someone who's just all about me. They have to have their own life going on, because I have my own life going on and it doesn't stop for anybody. So as long as we can fit into each other's lives and be a really nice addition to each other's lives and not each other's whole entire life, because who wants that? They have to have nice eyes. This is a constant through all the guys I've been with. That sounds like a lot, doesn't it? Through the few guys I've had relationships with, they've all had really nice eyes. So they've got to have nice eyes, because I fall in love with eyes. They've got to make me laugh. They have to make me laugh. Like, I'm a giggler, do you know what I mean? I'm a massive giggler, so they've got to make me laugh. But they've also got to push me. I have to be with someone who pushes me. Because I find that really attractive, and I want to be with someone where we push each other to be the best selves of each other. And lastly, we've got to be all about each other. We've got to be all about each other. Like, obviously, have our own friends, have our own lives, merge them and stuff, and like have our own goals. But when we're together, I want a soft love. Like, I want a love that's like when we are together, we're kissing and we're cuddling and we're having a snuggle and watching a movie and we're chatting and we're talking about our day. Don't get me wrong, in public, don't start, if you come and try and snog me in front of people, I will cut you. Like, I do not do PDA. And works hard. Yeah, that's it really. I don't really, they just have to have nice eyes. Everything else is physical as well, or like, it's not a big thing, you just gotta fall in love with your eyes. I'm an eye girl. But that concludes today's catch up, because I feel like I need to go and eat. I need to go drink a pint of cranberry juice and eat, because I haven't eaten today. Not a single thing has passed my lips today, and it's 6:30. It's been one of those days I've had a really rough day. So thank you for watching. The next video, I can't tell you what it's going to be, because so much is going to change. Like, I'm literally moving in a week. So there's my life update. I'll be back in Dam a lot, but I am moving. But there's going to be so many fun rent-friendly hacks in my new place. I'm going to give you a tour of my new place when I move in next week. I've got all the furniture ordered pretty much now already. So thank you for watching, guys. Bye.